Hi, Janelle here with Sheep Hill Herbs. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video. It is a great day. I'm so happy to have you here. And this is the last part of a class I did on respiratory herbs, and I split it into, I think this is the fourth section, so 4 pieces. So this is the last part of that class. I hope you enjoyed the other parts. I hope you're watching my videos all the way through. I would so appreciate it. I am trying to get enough watch hours to be monetized by YouTube, and I have a little ways to go yet. So the average time, believe it or not, that people watch videos is about 3 minutes. So if you can run the whole thing while you're cooking, working in the kitchen, that would be great. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell button, comment. Check out my description down below, which has my link tree, and that links to everything that is me. And I am just going to pick a card from my favorite card deck. This is a Plant Spirit Oracle deck by Dana O'Driscoll. And I don't get anything by talking about her. I just love her cards. And so I should get something. I talk about it all the time. I have to see if she has an affiliate program. So let's see. I'm going to just pick out a card. This is our herb for the day. St. John's Wort. Oh, one of my favorites. And I need this today because I'm feeling a little like slow in my brain. Creativity, inspiration, and flow. So I'll have to see if I can make myself a cup of St. John's Wort tea. If you have St. John's Wort, you will find or notice that it really helps with clarity, brain function, quicker brain function. It gets rid of brain fog. It helps you to focus. And also is good for stress and the nervous system. So something I just feel like I really need today. I did a lot the last 2 days, worked really hard. And some days you just need a refresher day. So here's the last part of the respiratory video. Sleep or to relax. Like if I'm like really have been like wound up. Because it is unnerving and it really relaxes.
Jeez. I have to live on that stuff.
Yeah. There are a lot of good nervines, but definitely one of my favorite. Most definitely an herb you want to have.
So you can take that every night to help you sleep if you want. Or isn't it?
You could, but I don't. Just like every herb, you kind of have to rotate.
Okay.
I couldn't take that every day for a year and it worked the same.
Yeah.
So I find that with herbs it's a lot of intuition and sensing and like, okay, I need lobelia right now, and then maybe it's like, well, I really feel like skullcap, or I really feel like chamomile. So you kind of rotate them. Yeah, it depends. It depends what else your body is telling you. Mm-hmm. But I know like when I need some lobelia, and same as some of the other herbs.
If you don't have it in tincture form ready to go, you can just make a tea out of the lobelia. Will it? I'm sure it won't work the same. Or would you suggest trying to do like a decoction in that case?
I do not use tea, and maybe I should have said that. I do not make a tea with lobelia.
Okay.
I put it maybe like what I learned from Dr. Christopher. So in a tea, I'll use a pinch in a formula, or a couple pinches, if you know how I gave you guys a formula. Mm-hmm. It's not a big part of a tea blend because I don't actually know how much you'd have to drink, how much you drink it if it made you vomit.
Okay.
So with the tincture, it's like you're taking a small dropper amount. So I don't, I don't drink it tea wise.
Okay.
But let's say I was drinking peppermint and I wanted a little bit extra expectorant. Maybe I'd add a little pinch of the lobelia. They call it the helping herb too.
Okay.
So it helps the other other
So
herbs.
how much, is there like a formula to how much lobelia you put in with the apple cider vinegar, or you just dump it in?
So whenever I do a tincture, whatever size jar I'm using, so if I had a smaller jar, bigger jar, I usually go with leafy parts of the plant, like a little bit less than half full. So like if that was half, I go a little bit less because it swells so much with the liquid.
Okay.
And I probably could squeeze out more, but I don't know if I will. So then, yeah, then I fill the jar all the way up to the top with apple cider vinegar. Now, if you're using a harder part of the herb, like roots or berries, then I might fill the jar halfway because it's not going to swell the same.
Okay. And then you leave it for like more than a week?
2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
Minimum.
Shelf stable for how long?
Yep, that was my question. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, so it depends. Now I'm just looking at this lid. This lid is pretty good. It's plastic coated everywhere. Sometimes the jar that I use, like if I were going to set this on a shelf, there's, with this rim here, I see metal exposed. I would use a wax paper and then put the lid on. I don't know, 3 to 6 months. If it's wintertime, it's very stable.
Do you have to refrigerate it?
If you put it in the refrigerator, you could have it last probably a year easily. If you have it, the vinegar tinctures, I don't make usually a large amount of them because I wind up dumping them, especially in the warmer months. They seem to go. But if you put them in the refrigerator, that would be a good idea. We go through the lobelia pretty quick, so like this is about the amount I'll make for us regularly. I don't often dump out lobelia.
Is that the only way you use it, pretty much, just in tincture form?
Yeah. I have it in a few of my other blends. I think I have it in 1 or 2 of my tea blends, but it's just a little bit. Usually use it single by itself in the vinegar tincture. I don't use
And where is
alcohol or
that grown
anything.
at, that particular?
Well, this grows around here.
Oh, does it?
I don't have any at my house. I have great blue lobelia, which is like in the family. The lobelia, it's Lobelia inflata, has a red flower. I was down in Pottstown, and it was growing at this. It's not a park. Where was I? But you know, like a very similar environment up here. I think it likes like good, like it's too dry where I live. So like well watered, not soggy soil, but like rich, good soil. And I wonder if there's a picture of it in here.
It's amazing when you do look through these pictures that all the things that I've seen, like these are weeds. These are all weeds, and they're not weeds. I mean, it's just I just like ate it up. It's like, oh my gosh, this
Because
is
that's what you've
incredible.
been
Told.
Exactly.
That's right.
Why eat those weeds? They're not going to make you healthy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a red flower. It is it's this purple flower. And then I have great blue, which is a blue flower that grows right by the creek
Which
too.
one is it? Oh, the one
This
by
is
the
this one.
Wow. Yeah, I guess we do have that.
Okay, so lobelia. Okay. Lobelia has a chemical constituent called Lobelia, which is very similar to nicotine and helps people with nicotine withdrawal. All right, and then mullein. Just talk about mullein. That'll be the last herb.
I know I've had that in my yard. Doesn't that grow all over the place?
It does grow up.
It's got a really deep root, I think. It's hard to get rid of.
It loves to grow along the highway. There's so many, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could
All
get
those car exhaust and
Yeah, I know.
dogs peeing on it.
It loves hillsides,
Yeah.
like any kind of hill. It doesn't.
Mullein,
Yeah. So this is a really cool plant. The leaves get so big. They're so soft. I like the other names. It has so many names. This book only has a few here. Flannel plant, Aaron's rod, hag taper, torches, velvet plant. And so this herb, I have a little bit dried in here that I just a little bit from my garden. It gets these like little, really nice little yellow flowers on top, which make a good infused oil for earaches. The leaves are often used for the bronchioles. And so this book says bronchitis, emphysema, laryngitis, asthma, tuberculosis, all kinds of chest complaints. So it can be an expectorant, helps with coughing and wheezing, expels mucus. And two herbs that I like to put together are mullein and lobelia as a ointment or a salve, and then to rub on the chest.
So you said mullein and
The mullein, which is mullein, and then lobelia together. They're really good together. Mullein is like an earthy tasting herb. It is good with other herbs in like a tea blend. And I don't know why. I love mullein like as the salve, but I never really got like super excited about it in teas. I've had a lot of success with it as a salve on the chest for like swollen glands. But I mean, so many, if you like look up different respiratory tea blends have mullein, and so many herbalists use mullein a lot that way. I wish I could be more excited about it that way, but I love the flowers. I have made every year I make an infused oil which will last us till next year, and use like a drop or two at a time in the ear. My kids have never had an ear infection. They've had at times like some pain, and then I either use garlic oil or the mullein oil, or I'll use both. And then also like massage around the ear, and like that's it. I mean, I've never had anything go further. So I find I really like this plant topically. And then the leaves can be like, even Jen, like if you might not be good right now, but for like a topical poultice with the leaf for pain and stuff. You could make a fomentation if you made the tea and soaked it in a cloth and put it on your back, because it's really, I feel like works so good just topically. But the leaves are great when you have them, because you don't need a cloth. You can just dip them in the boiling water because they're so big and soft, and just lay it right on your skin.
Gotta go hunting for mullein.
Yeah, and this is a great plant if you have, I mean, you can because of how big it gets and how big the leaves get, you can, you know, with a few plants, probably collect enough to last yourself for the year. It doesn't grow good where we live. I have a few plants. Nothing grows good where I live. The topsoil is super thin. It's not deep enough. And we have clay, so the roots aren't able to go deep enough. But my sister has some good mullein, and I've collected it at her house.
When you dry your herbs, do you just let them dry on a table, or do you, like you said, you put them in a bag sometimes?
Sometimes I use paper bags. Sometimes I'll let something sit on the table. If it's any volume, I don't like to let it sit that long, and I'll use the dehydrator I have, and just, you know, I try to process pretty quickly. I don't want them sitting
Out for like a week?
Well, a week is not bad.
Okay.
When it's sunny and I can, you know, and the house is warm, they can dry in about 7 days.
Mullein, is that really tall?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see them in Blue Marsh all the time.
Oh yeah.
There you go, Blue
Well,
Marsh.
yeah.
Blue Marsh has so many plants. If you go down,
Not on the outside, like way in the woods, like way.
yeah, not
way,
at the lake, but like you have to go in the where trails are and
where the
stuff.
trails are.
Mm-hmm.
Foraging.
Yeah. So those are the herbs I'm going to share tonight. Thank you guys for coming again. If there's